Welcome to the OVAReact podcast. We are live at What Women Want 3.0, and it's your girl Monica Mohoya.
And it's your girl Lasha Angela.
And it's your girl Angela Wamboy, and we're so excited because we actually are sitting and overreacting today with the founder and the visionary behind the What Women Want Summit, none other than Pinky Ghelani.
Hey, it's your girl Pinky.
Hey, Pinky.
Hey, oh my God, how fun. Right?
Yes.
So what are we overreacting about?
I mean, we're overreacting about you right now.
Yeah, I like it.
For 5 minutes, let's reel us into who you are. What brought you to this journey where you've created this amazing platform for hundreds of women?
Right.
And someone said earlier, this is a movement. So you are the movement builder. What brought you to this moment?
I love all those words. I think they're amazing, but I always have to keep myself in check so that my ego doesn't get ahead of me. I'm always saying that this is bigger than myself. It's definitely guided by something higher than myself, which is why I feel like it comes together and it creates that impact, because it's really not about Pinky. It's so much bigger than that. But it's a long time coming. We started in 2017. We started in the malls with small conversations.
Yes, Westgate.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then when COVID hit, we went online with something similar like this. It was a podcast that Sam used to record for us. Sam, who's doing my camera right now. And then when the world opened up again, there was something inside me that kept saying, you got to do this thing where everybody comes together. And I couldn't sleep. It really was like, wakey.
Yes.
And that's what birthed this 3-day summit.
And how did you ever imagine that one day it would get to where it was? Like last night was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And having all those different women speak. They come from very different backgrounds and they relate to us in very different ways, right? Did you ever imagine, or did you?
I mean, like this? For me, again, I think when you have been, and they said this last night, when you have been given a purpose, you don't feel like you're doing anything strenuous or it's out of place. So for me, it's always made sense to me to bring great African women together. And why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we have a politician and a sports person and, a person in marketing together speaking? Why should it only be like politicians at one event and marketers at another event and, podcasters at another event? Why not, everybody share the same space, because we're all doing amazing things in our own ways.
I love the fact that the summit is a celebration of women and who we are in our essence. But I also believe in the power of names. How did you come to choose the title, What Women Want?
So
this
is such an interesting question. Remember when I said we were doing stuff in malls?
Yes.
I think because of my radio background, I was approached by a mall. They're like, we want you to do something for women, and we want you to do like a coffee morning, and we call it Desperate Housewives. And we talk about lipstick and fashion. And I looked at them and I said, let me just take this information and I'll come back to you, because it just didn't resonate.
It didn't resonate.
And I know that women are much more. Yes, we'll talk about lipstick and fashion, but we talk about so much more.
Yes.
And we're not desperate.
Yes.
And we're not all housewives.
Yeah.
So I didn't like that term. So I sat with it. And again, I really believe in sitting in silence and praying on things and meditating. And the name just came. It's like, what do we want? What women want.
Triple W.
Yeah.
Wow.
I thought you got it from the movie.
The comedy.
What men
so
want.
the movie came out after we started a few, we had done a few at the mall, and there was, and I actually even told them all because they own the cinema.
Yes.
And I'm like, let's do it together. Let it be a bit of, and they
With
the vision.
Mel
They didn't get the
Gibson
vision.
movie. Yeah. Oh,
Wow.
I had a question for you, because you've transitioned, like the What Women Want to what it is now. It was a podcast, then it was in a mall, then now of course COVID made you think. So take us through, because you could have just gone back to doing a podcast,
Right.
and got a live setting.
Yes.
How did you decide podcast summit?
That shift.
Yeah.
Again, it was just that nudge. I think because of my experience and being a person who's been in the media for a long time, having met a lot of powerful women, it's the idea of, yes, I can call, one person into a studio and we can have a conversation, but then how do I really bring her to other people, aside from just, how do people touch and feel her and know that she's an inspiration and easy to talk to?
Yeah.
Because even those 5 minutes can change someone's life.
Yeah.
So that is what made it make sense for me, because I was like, yeah, it's great, we can do this, it's informative, it's educational, sometimes entertaining. But when you bring, if you, and I think, for all of us yesterday, to share a space with the keynote speakers, whoever they are and what they've achieved, it's such an honor,
yes.
Right? You're just like, wow, I can't believe I'm on a poster with the same person who's, made a statement for Kenya.
Yes.
So it's that.
Yeah.
Wow.
I speaking of that, when I was watching Bad Girl Millie, I was like, damn, I'm really listening to her live, not watching
not
her.
TV,
Yeah.
Sorry, TikTok.
Yes.
or lip syncing on Reels.
That's true.
That part.
Yeah.
But content creators would have grabbed her and used that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
That's true.
My first stint with women empowerment has your face in my brain, in my mind.
Wow.
2017 when you started, of course my first time to know Pinky was on radio, but then you started bringing women together. And then there was us 2019 when we decided to start Sister Speaks. And now this moment, it's like a whole full circle moment for us. Because I was telling Janet earlier, because if you think about, women of our time, changing the tide, turning the tide, it's you, Janet, and, the other like-minded leaders in this space. And it's an honor to even sit here to just listen to your journey. And in sharing that, how do you feel seeing girls, young women of all ages, just curious and out there, just curious about what Women Want Summit has to offer?
I think one thing that we have to accept is that our generations, the younger generations, are continuing to evolve, even without our participation. I know this because I'm a mother of a 14-year-old, and
she's here.
Things she says, she's here.
Yeah,
she's the one taller than you.
Yes. So she came up to me, she's like, you look like you need a hug. I mean, from a teenager, I was like, this girl is very wise. So we have to, someone was saying to me, how do you not become a parent who's like, this is how it is and this is the way it should be? I think, again, and this is what I was talking about at the dinner yesterday, once you have self-realization and some form of healing, you then understand that even when the generations who are younger than you are keen to learn or whatever, you are able to learn from them. You have to be able to be open to that. So when you see the younger generation being keen on learning, first of all, I wish we had this when I was younger. So when my daughter came in and she's like, I just want to bead, I'm like, no, go and sit in the rooms. Go and listen, because something will
resonate with
and
you.
I think there was a gentleman on your podcast who also had a daughter in this space. So it's very important, first of all, for us to recognize that the younger generation are individuals. They're not kids. They have opinions. And then also to give them the space to share those opinions so we can learn from them. Although they don't know everything. They don't know everything, but still.
I love the aspect of cross-generational learning. It's very powerful.
We just have to, if we stop saying, that's just a child,
they're
not.
As someone that is a business mogul, someone that has so many different moving pieces, as a content creator, as someone that is hosting the summit, there's so many different things you do, Pinky.
Right.
And I love the fact that you said society, they can't just put women in a box. That's one of our taglines. In a society that tries to put women in a box, let's overreact. That's what we always like to say. But in order not to, stay in a box or bow down to titles that society might give us, how do you stay grounded with everything you have going on? What is that anchor in your life?
There's so much. It's not just one thing. Like I said earlier, there's a lot of prayer in my life. There's a lot of stillness and quiet moments. And what I've intentionally taken out, and again, one of the speakers at the gala dinner was talking about intentional, be intentional.
Yes.
So what I've intentionally taken out for me is my time. So it's not like I am unavailable for people when they need me, but I, on purpose, get up much earlier so that I can do my breath work, do my meditation, do my prayers, and sit in complete silence, whatever that looks like, whether I'm listening to the birds or I'm, drinking a cup of coffee. It's just me, myself. And that is what helps me remain grounded. But I also do grounding. Like I walk on the earth barefoot,
yes,
which is very important.
Yeah.
There was something very interesting that I read, that our ancestors didn't have therapists. They had the forests, the rivers, and the outside.
Yeah.
And we've forgotten that. We're always inside.
We're
always wearing shoes. We're always sitting.
Yes.
We've forgotten how to just be with nature.
With what you know now, what are you doing differently? Like if there's somebody out there who also, actually you're talking to us because we're also fostering communities for women. With the experience that you've had and even just doing like a summit, what are the things that you've learned that now will make you do it differently even next year?
Yeah, I think every year there's always some learning. What I feel the What Women Want community have been very gracious with us is that they've allowed us to make our mistakes, and they've allowed us to learn. And even from this summit, there will be a lot of takeaways. What we continue to do is give them an opportunity to give us feedback, because we cannot sort of present something to the public and go like, we did it, we're done, we were amazing. There's always room for improvement. I think what you have to do, especially if you are in the space where you're growing a community, is be open to listen to them, because it really is about what they want.
In a society that tend to make women spread themselves so thin, a mom, a friend, a sister, perfection, as in everything, you name it. What's your pause moment? How do you pause, and what's your I'm done, like we hands off. If it crashes, it crashes. What was your moment of I'm done? And what was your pause moment that has led to who you are sitting here?
Oh, there have been. How long?
We have a lot.
I've had a lot of pause moments in my life. I've had a lot of moments that have really sort of shaken me to my core. A lot of moments that have changed me. And I feel like, and this is what I tell people who go through grief, that grief is actually a rebirth of yourself. You are birthing a new you. And that is something you really have to accept. Because you're like, why is this so hard? This is so tough. And it's really just, you will never be the same again when you go through something traumatic. So it is really a birth of a new you. So those moments have been plenty in my life. And, I don't say it like, oh yeah, for me. It is part of my journey. And it's just, again, maybe another reason why this summit is so, one of the pillars is healing.
We have to, like Teresa said, we have to feel it to heal it.
At the intentionality in your speakers, how do you go about it? Sometimes I just see your flyers and I'm like,
Is a good thing?
Good, like really good. The intentionality of the speakers, the range, the diversity is so beautiful. You get little pieces of everything, in one. How do you go about it, being very intentional in terms of the energy you allow in the room, how you design the whole program? It's just powerful.
I mean, we always, like I said, first of all, we go with feedback. What do people enjoy from our previous events? What are they looking for? What are the conversations that are current? I know that trying to conceive is huge, and surrogacy is something that people are going through. And for me, it's very confusing, because when I was trying to conceive 14, 15, 16 years ago, I thought by the time we're in 2020s and beyond, it will be a thing of the past because of technology, because of medicine. But become more prominent.
Challenges.
Complex, yeah.
So we just keep our ear to the ground. You know, this is why we have our monthly events. We're constantly talking to our community. And then the beauty about the summit is that people reach out to us. Like, hey, I'm in AI and I want to talk about this. Hey, I'm doing this, like color theory. I thought that was fascinating. I don't know if you guys went for this in the morning where you just put colors against you and see what matches your complexion, you know, lipsticks, hair color.
Yeah.
This is, I mean, because when a woman knows this stuff, she walks differently, she behaves differently, she shows up differently. If you know that color looks good on you, and I know you know that color looks good on you.
Pink is such a feel-good color. Right. That's why I love the theme.
But
it lives right around
you're
your
feeling
toes.
different. You're walking different. You know it, right? And there are days like I wear a gray sweater and I'm like, why do I look sick?
Yes.
So it's just little information like that. And then again, making sure that you're balancing it. It's not all serious, like trying to conceive or divorce, but it's also fun. You know, you're doing a bit of yoga or you're talking about sex and having, you know, like learning how to have orgasms by yourself.
Wow, I love how the What Women Want Summit is so many things. You know, and simply put, we want to ask the founder, you know, years from now, where do you envision, where is the bigger vision for what women want? And also, what does Pinky want? You know, we've been asking women throughout our podcasts. The summit is called What Women Want. Yeah. But what does Pinky want? And what is your vision for this summit?
I think with the vision of the summit, I feel like we need to structure it such that Pinky doesn't need to be, and I said this before, it doesn't need to be a part of it physically in order for it to continue and happen.
Like that.
And it's really just its own entity eventually. I mean, I've spoken to, you know, the likes of Janet Wandia Kishuru, and we always sort of do a think tank, and it's evolving to a stage where it will also be a hands-off. So it's not associated, but then it continues.
Like an exit strategy.
No,
in a sense.
In a sense, you know, it's just like, it just becomes a thing. Yeah.
Standalone.
I think also that came out from our conversation with Janet. We talked about the data culture, how she's trying to shift the power, and it will exist with or without Janet.
Exactly.
I think it's powerful.
This is where I think also, and I keep on saying it, reiterating the fact that once you heal yourself, your ego gets a bit silent. You're able to hush that bish.
Yes. What does Pinky want? I had a question.
Again,
I have a special one for you.
How long do we have?
We have forever.
We have time for you.
There's no time.
Chocolate without getting
we have 10 more.
I want that too.
I want that. I really can't say. I think what Pinky wants changes on a daily, if not hourly basis.
And that's definitely being a woman. So we're asking all guests, you have a bag.
I do, I think.
So you might have a physical bag, but you could also have an imaginary bag.
Okay.
What is that thing that you carry that you need and you use? So if it's physical, I don't know what that is. It could be also imaginary. You could give us both.
So my physical bag would probably have my phone in it.
Okay.
Because, you know, that's my connection to the world. It's also my money maker. It's got all my emails there. I'm useless at tech, but I'm always like trying. Always trying. My imaginary bag. It would have a beautiful ball of pink energy.
What does pink energy mean for you?
It's just love.
Okay.
Complete love. So just, you know, just something you can reach like for and just feel like, okay, I'm okay.
Did you always love pink because of your name? Do you think you were forced to love pink because of your name?
No, at one point I hated it because of my name.
Yes.
I was like, no, I never, you know, I'm an Aquarian, so we're rebels. So everyone's like, no, it's pink, your favorite color. I was like, no, it's black.
The extreme of pink.
But, you know, again, as I've healed, I've grown to
embrace
love the color, and it's very on brand.
Yes, it is. It is
completely
very on brand.
And it is something that's attached to my name forever.
Yes.
Another question. So you mentioned that What Women Want was once a podcast.
Yeah.
So we are going to shift the mic to you and ask us questions.
Oh, great.
Any question.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Not putting me on the spot
Yes.
at all. Haven't thought about it
Yes.
at all. Okay, my first question is for Angela.
Which one?
Not Lush.
Okay.
Good. Sorry, Pinky Angela.
Yes.
So you were once Miss Kenya USA.
Yes.
And I'm asking you this question because I was asked this
Yes.
by my daughter. It's a tough one. What made you feel you were better than everyone else?
Man.
Damn. Because you have to believe
We
you're
need
better
your
than
daughter on the scene.
Yeah.
Wow. Your daughter, she's very introspective. She's the old soul for her young age.
Wow.
So I would say my journey in pageantry began when I was 17, but I never went there feeling like I was better than other people. For me, pageantry was a place for sisterhood and self-development. I wanted to become a better person. So I never went there with them, as competitive as pageantry can be, I never went in there with the eye of competition, you know? And I come from a household of women. We're 5 girls in my family, so really, I wanted to be watered by other sisters and water others. And I think I've always been in a community that's always watered me. So I go into spaces knowing I'm in my own lane, like my sister's not my competition. But pageantry for me has been a space of sisterhood and self-development. Yes.
I love it. So am I asking you each a question?
Yes.
Okay, so I'll ask you the next
Okay.
question. You founded Sister Speaks with these 2 lovely ladies. Why was it important? And why is it important for a sister to speak?
How many minutes? So I'll keep it very short. 2019, I was coming off from a corporate job, and I felt like that job defined who I was. So not working anymore, I felt like, a loser. So, and I realized I was not the only person who has created an identity outside of themselves. So it could be a woman who is defined by her marriage, the car she drives, the color of her skin, just something that she has idolized to become her identity. And so for us to heal and to shed that, so we needed a space that was very safe for us to be authentic. This is how I'm feeling. I actually didn't like that job. I hated my colleagues. Like I needed to just lament and just vent and just feel like me, come alive again. And that Sister Speaks is like that down gear, just regardless.
Yeah.
Speak. Whether you're snorting and you're crying, it's a safe space for you to come alive and to be who you are.
Yeah.
And that's the space we want to leave for the generations that will come after us. Yeah.
Amazing. I think it's so important for women to use their voice. Now, finally.
Yeah.
Well, I'm
Save the
gonna
best
come to
for
you.
last.
Yes.
I recently did a video with you on Instagram, and you sent me a message. And you said, "Thank you for making me do this." Tell me, what about that made you feel like Lush?
Oh, okay. So for context, Pinky and I did a video event of us just dancing and how like over 35-year-old dance. So I would never feel myself act like intentionally dancing and posting it out there and just seeing people's comments because they're still coming. And I told you this, my mom sent me a screenshot of us and she's like, send me this video. I was like, how did you even get this video? And it made me remove any the way people might see me as somebody who's sharing maybe something about faith or sharing about what we do. It made me just be and let go and forget that there were cameras and I wasn't acting, I was just being. Because that's how I am with no cameras, right? With my friends, that's what I would be. So it allowed me to just be and just to see that the responses and it just allowed me to be and to be. I wish I could be that more in front of the camera, and maybe that's what I'll eventually get there.
I think you should.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Okay.
We can't wrap
podcast
this up without saying what we want.
Okay.
Yes.
Yes.
Angie, take it
Okay,
away.
you gotta put me on first.
You were wearing the thing.
I literally want to feel the way I look. I want to feel good all the time. And I want other women to feel good and empowered and free. I think just always being liberated, like Angie was saying, maybe in front of the camera she can't be that person that's just fun and just living in it. And I think sometimes we get so stuck in the persona that we build that we forget to just authentically be ourselves. So I want to be authentic and always be able to, find my core all the time. Yeah.
Okay. What do I want? Well, I want more spaces like this for especially younger sisters. I think, like you said earlier, if I had this in my 20s, I think who I am now would have come out then a lot earlier. So I would want more spaces like this, and I'd want more freedom without it being feminism and just turning it into something toxic.
Negative.
And I would encourage anybody that's listening is invest in yourself, invest in attending these kind of events. Even if you feel it's not for you, honestly, you will leave here watered. You will leave here watered, you'll leave here connected, you'll leave here more alive than you came and fully charged. So honestly, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
What more wants? I want to look back at my life, an intentional and well-lived life, and see facets of me, not the forgotten parts of me. Like, I don't want life to take from me, take pieces of me, and deplete who I am. I want to look back. When I pause, I was like, more words here. Because of my intentionality, my action, my inspired action, there was a shift, there was a change. And that looks like what we do with Heals for Paths. There's a girl who lives, on the donations that we give to the school. There are women who feel or come alive in the spaces that we create. So I think looking back, I just want women to feel free, to don't get lost in the grind. Like, it's not worth it. And just remember, drop your shoulders, remind yourself who you are, and live. Just live.
Yeah. I love that. As to end, lift up your hand, everybody. Put it at the back, whichever one. Put it back. Pat yourself in the back.
Love you,
well
girl.
done. Well done.
Well done, you faithful servant.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah.
So, Pinky, thank you so much for being with us today. Thank you for putting on this amazing summit and allowing us to be a part of this journey with you as well. And in proper OVAReact fashion, we want you to join us as we sign out. So we just say let's, and then everyone together OVAReact.
Of course.
Yeah?
Yes.
All right.
This is your big moment.
I wish my hair was down.
All right. So, ladies, let's
OVAReact.